Well, here we are, January 17th, 2025. Oh, this is going to be my little life segment for the week. Not that I have an exciting life, but I'm going to tell you some observations I got. First of all, can you believe it's literally a quarter of a century since 9/11? I mean, where the heck did that go? I still write checks, which obviously I'm a retard, but my God, I'm looking at it, I'm writing a check the other day, and it said 2025, and I'm thinking, wow, when did I get old? When did I get decrepit? All my friends will tell you I have, but my gosh, 24 years since 9/11, quarter of a century. I remember when Y2K was the big thing. Everybody out there? And if you don't remember it, you're a kid. You shouldn't be listening. This is adult stuff. But Y2K was going to be the end of the world. I had a lot of friends. They were hoarding guns and water and rations. I'm sure they still got them. You know, they tried to survive the Biden administration. But we get to the week of 1/17, and I saw a couple movies this week. Saw Den of Thieves 2. That's producer Stacy. She's always watching. God bless her. She is the best. I watched it, and I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of Den of Thieves 1. It was just a really, really smart thriller. It wasn't in the top 5, maybe not even in the top 10 of action heist movies. Pierce Brosnan's done some really good ones. Obviously, the epic Heat. My favorite is Heist with Gene Hackman. That was just a nugget that nobody really discovered. But Den of Thieves was really, really smart. Great acting, great direction, great script. Just really, really, really good. Then we have to wait 7 years for the sequel. And the funny story is it didn't get very good reviews. It didn't really make a lot of money. It made about $80 million. And it found a life on Netflix and the streaming services. And it kind of reminds me of the story of Scarface and how Scarface was just a box office bomb. Brian De Palma, Al Pacino, iconic movie now, but back then, literally 3 weeks and it was out of the theater. It was just terrible. Nobody wanted to watch it. And then with VHS tapes, they did it for other stuff than porn. It found a life, and it had a renaissance, and it had a resurrection. It was better than Lazarus. And then it became the movie. And now we're looking at a similar thing, in my view, with Den of Thieves, and now we get a sequel. And I enjoyed the movie. I didn't really enjoy it as much as I did the first one. I thought they did a lot of smart things. Gudicast is just a brilliant director, writer. He has got this thing figured out. But for me, Big Nick being the bad guy was kind of a little different. They were definitely breaking stereotypes from the first one. But I thought it kind of got a little too overcomplicated at the end. They tried to put too many twists and turns. And at the end of the day, I thought they were overthinking it way, way, way too much. And let's see what state. Oh. And I guess she said it's okay, the first one. But they tried to overthink it a little too much. And I know they've got some plan. I don't know. You know, to me, if you're going to blow $250 million on a movie, how are you not spending $40 million on Den of Thieves? I mean, that is just like a moneymaker on a moneymaker. And I don't even know. I don't know. I don't understand Hollywood. I don't understand what they did with the streaming. But I'll tell you this. If streaming got us Den of Thieves 2, I'm down with it. Gerard Butler's just great. O'Shea Jackson's really great. Ice Cube's kid's making a mark for himself, that's for sure. He's not just another extra in King Kong, I can tell you that. He's got that thing going. He found his role. Hopefully they continue to make the movie. I would give it probably about a 7.5 out of 1 to 10. I just didn't like the end a lot. Not going to give you any spoiler alerts, but they just keep trying to trick on a trick on a trick. And, one or two tricks is fine, but come on. We've been along for the ride for 2 hours and 15 minutes, man. We don't need to try and outthink ourselves. This isn't the usual suspects. That was only one twist. Okay, we were down with it. Next, I saw The Last Showgirl. And this has been catching some buzz. It's by Gia Coppola. I'm assuming the sister of Sofia Coppola, daughter or some relative of Francis Ford Coppola, the greatest director in American cinema history. I know all you Marty Scorsese fans are going to take umbrage with that, but you're not topping Godfather 1 and Godfather 2 and The Conversation and Apocalypse Now. Sorry, we're just not doing that. But for me, I really enjoyed the movie on a lot of levels. First of all, let's talk about Pam Anderson. Probably in our lifetimes, the most sexualized actress in Hollywood. From the Bridget Bardot, Sophia Loren, Jacqueline Bisset, Marilyn Monroe type of fuzzy kitty carrot kind of girls. And I'm not making her the victim. I know a lot of people want to redefine it and make her like she was treated poorly or whatever. She got caught up into the media machine and she literally became the most famous woman in the world. Kind of like Megan Fox, right? And at the end of the day, you get the good with the bad. And you probably made an insane amount of money. You had an insane amount of notoriety. You lived an incredible life, but you never really had a career. Barbed Wire was literally trash. I mean, it was just trash on trash. But you made it. They gave you a nice check. You thought that was going to be your career, whatever. Angelina Jolie took the action career to a better level, not as sexualized. But, hey, Pam made her own decisions. And then she fades. Then we get this script. And it's basically about a showgirl. Been doing it for 35 years plus in Vegas, which is my favorite city to see a movie set in. And the show's coming to an end. Great cameos. I don't even know if it's a cameo by Jamie Lee Curtis. I thought she was so raw. I'm going to just say it. She's bigger. She's not the svelte, perfect body like she used to be. She had some weight on her. She was just an average cocktail waitress, and I thought she was just brilliant. I thought her acting was just over the top. But the thing I really enjoyed, I'm digressing a little. I understand this is an independent movie. Probably a small budget, couple $1 million. But one thing, and I'm trying to give the devil his due, one thing that really bothered me in this movie was the light refraction in the early morning and at night. And they're trying to shoot it probably with a handheld camera, but I hate getting the sun into my eyes when I'm watching a movie. I don't like it. And I will say this about the movie. I was watching it, and the best movie I've seen in the last 5 or 6 years is Dune 2. And they set that whole thing in a desert, in a sand dune, and I didn't get any light refraction. And I'm thinking to myself, how did Denis Villeneuve pull that off? I mean, I get now why it cost $250 million, because I don't know how you didn't get the sun blocking out every shot. And that cat deserves the Academy Award just for that. Lighting and special effects, it's over. Let's go ahead in Vegas. That's a minus 1,200. I'm telling you right now. So I'm watching The Last Showgirl. It's about choices. She made a choice. Like most of these movies, she regrets it. It has a lot of the themes of leaving Las Vegas, of regret, of sorrow. Vegas is the best town to have a story set about unrealized dreams. Because I've been in Vegas 1,000,000 times, love that town, but that is literally the city of broken dreams. You go there with aspirations, and everybody ends up on the wrong side of it. Even Steve Wynn made billions of dollars. Now he's out there, he's a leper, and justifiably so, the pervert. But I'm watching the movie, and it's just a really nice little movie. I'm not going to give it an 8 or a 9, but it's a nice little movie. But I will say this, the thing that I really enjoyed the most about this movie was Dave Bautista. Dave Bautista is a movie star. Not an action star, not a wrestling star. He is a movie star. And he has taken the road. He had to get his foot in the door. Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought the M. Night Shyamalan movie was just a revelation. I thought he was brilliant in it. Then he did The Killer's Game. All right, you got to do one for me, one for the studio. I'm going to give him a pass. It was a terrible movie. It was way beneath him. This movie was raw. He was brilliant. He was dedicated. He was introspective. I really thought he was brilliant. And I never thought that was going to come from him. I enjoyed him in Spectre. I mean, he was going to do that arc where he displays the action guy, kind of like Jason Statham. Jason Statham just boxed himself into a corner. Steven Seagal. Dave Bautista, much to his credit, literally is a true actor. He has understood the art. I'm not going to say he's conquered it, but he has achieved a lot of incredible accolades that he deserves. This movie, I know he will not get a nomination for a Golden Globe. The Academy Award's out of it. They're not going to give it to this movie. But I wish he would get something from the Golden Globes. He richly deserves it. It was an enjoyable movie. It ended the way it needed to end. Just still broken dreams. Everybody's got a broken dream. And after the dream breaks, you figure out, what do I do now? All right. So tomorrow I think I'm going out to Palm Springs. Going to go watch the Amex golf tournament. See rich guys play on rich courses in a rich town. And let me give you some heads up. I don't know if you have been out to Palm Springs, but do not go there after March. It is literally hotter than the surface of the sun. Anybody who doesn't believe in climate change, go out to Palm Springs in July. You'll be frying. All right. Night.